Hey everyone, welcome to another Explorer and Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Remember to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. I do appreciate the support. So today we are revisiting some Niv To Light. So we're in the last few days now before Tarkia Dragonstorm drops on Arena, and I think we'll have some, at least some impact on the format. So we'll be playing lots of new cards from that before too long. But in the meantime, I thought we'd check in on this particular strategy. I see a lot of this on the ladder actually for what I consider to be at best probably a tier 2 strategy in the format. It is surprisingly popular. Also considering, it's an 80 card Yorion pile, so it's quite expensive on the wild cards. But yeah, people love it. So it's a deck that runs Bring to Light, which is a converge 5-mana sorcery that lets you search for search your library for a creature instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to the number of colours of mana spent to cast this spell. Exile that card, then shuffle. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. So in this deck, you're usually casting that with 5 different colours of mana. If you look at our mana base, we've got a lot of tri-lands, a lot of dual lands, so we can normally do that. And we can then go and fetch anything with mana value of 5. So Div Mizzet Reborn is the kind of classic one, but we can go and get a Div Mizzet Supreme. We can get a Sunfall, whatever it is we really need in that particular situation. More often than not, it will be a Div Mizzet Reborn because that refills our hand with other cards and it's just a good 6/6 flyer by itself. So yeah, that is the kind of the combo, as it were, behind the deck, hence why it's called Niv To Light. And then the rest of the deck is a lot of 2-color cards to kind of maximise the value you get off the 2 Niv Mizzets, 2 types of Niv Mizzets, and yeah, lots of interaction. So no 1-drops, but down at the 2-drops we got Up the Beanstalk, lots of 5 mana value or greater cards to draw off. Vanishing Verse and Lightning Helix are our early interaction. We've got 1 Valky God of Lies / Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. The way that these double-sided cards work is that if you bring to light for sufficient or for the right number of colours and go and get Valky, you can just cast the Tybalt side of it. So sometimes we will just go and get that instead. And a Pillage the Bog just to go and search for whatever card we really want to find in that particular situation. Our 3-drops are where a lot of the power is in the deck. So Ancient Cornucopia is not only a mana rock, but it's also a stabilizer for life gain, which allows us to kind of get to the late game. So whenever we cast a spell that's 1 or more colours, we can gain 1 life for each of that spell's colours. In a deck like this, often we'll be gaining 3-4 life every turn cycle. And then 4 copies of Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Obviously, very good card. Produces treasure tokens with its Goblin Charmer that helps us cast our more expensive spells. And then our kind of Scalpel 3-drops, so Kolagon's Command, Maelstrom Pulse, Deafening Clarion, Night of Autumn, all interaction in various different ways, depending on what we need to particularly snipe that the opponent has at that particular time. Same with our 4-drops, so we got Elenda, Saint of Dusk, good life-linking creature with hexproof from instance. Hostage Taker that allows us to take out one of the opponent's creatures and potentially cast it later. Nahiri, a good planeswalker for card filtering and exiling problematic things the opponent has. And Yasharn, shutting down sacrifice effects and other things, and as well as being a tutor for lands as well. Then our 5-drops, I've already explained some of them, but we've also got Tolsimir, Friend to Wolves, good life gain anti-aggro card, Elishnorn, doubling the triggers of our creatures that enter, and then Sunfall, 1 copy of that as our mass removal spell of choice if we do need to just reset the board, get an incubator token. 4 copies of Leyline Binding. In a deck like this, more often than not, we will be able to cast this for at most 2 mana, often 1, so obviously it's a great removal spell. Then I won't go through all of our mana base because it's incredibly complicated, but as you can see, many tri-lands, a number of dual lands including Verges, shock lands, and just a couple of basic lands because we're not running Omnath, the 4-color Omnath in this deck, so we don't really need the kind of double land triggers a turn that you can get with Fable Passage and basic lands, so just a couple of basic lands. Then in the sideboard, obviously Yorion takes up 1 of the slots. Fatal Push, 4 copies of that. 3 Dovin's Vetoes, obviously a very good anti-control card. Campbell similarly does a similar thing. another Deafening Clarion if we need that early mass removal, Night of Autumn, Notion Thief, so this shuts down opponent's card draw, so this is a kind of a very good card in certain matchups if you can flash it in and get kind of steal the cards that they're going to draw. Culling Ritual, again, early mass removal, and then Casualties of War does a similar kind of thing. So yeah, it's a pretty self-explanatory deck in that sense. It is quite complex, obviously, in the way that it's constructed, but you can kind of see the list in the description and see what you think. So yeah, let's try this out. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go on to the ladder. Yeah, sadly a one-lander is not a keep. Yeah, this one's not terrible. I'm not exactly kind of gonna kind of shout from the rooftops that it's an amazing hand, but I think we can ditch Niv Mizzet for the time being. So this is just going to be Greenland for the time being, so I think I want to start with Blood Crypt. The opponent's on a mono-green Devotion deck. To be honest, they're probably just going to run over us in turn 1, in game 1 rather. So I think to be mana efficient, I'm going to have to pillage the bog here. It's obviously not ideal just looking at 4 cards. And again, yeah, I think I'll take the Helix, although we are going to, again, need to draw the right land to be able to cast it. Okay, well that does give us that. So I'll play Indath a Triome, and then I've got Leyline Binding available for this troll as well. Ugh. Well, I don't love that. So I could get rid of the Leyline before they could untap Nykthos, so I think I should do that. So it'll just reduce their devotion a little bit. Maybe I should have done that to the troll, because that does almost exactly the same level of devotion. Debatable.
Just can't help. I love to make a splash.
Okay, just another Nykthos. It's not so much a problem. Yeah, so they're pretty much the perfect start that Mono Green Devotion can have. So it's not surprising that we are in a world of hurt here. We can probably scoop this one up pretty soon. Yep, don't think we're coming back from this particular start. So, mono green devotion. I feel like we want a Notion Thief. Their kind of lack of interaction slows them down a bit there. And we definitely want our fatal pushes for their elves. And then in terms of... I don't think Lightning Helix is particularly great here. It only hits elf, and we've got better answers to those. Don't think we need Tolsimir either. We could trim a Clarion. Yeah, I think that's fairly simple sideboarding. Again, not the quickest opening. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Not the quickest opening hand, but the opponent's got all of the things anyway, so they're not going to be able to get any value off this this turn, so I'll wait. I'll wait with the leyline binding. Okay, well let's take out leyline of the Guild Pact. Okay, so the opponent's not had the quickest start, so we'll get Cornucopia down. That'll give us the option to Niv Mizzet next turn, which seems pretty good. Okay. Sadly, this can't hit battles. So if I I think if I play this on black, I should be fine to cast Niv Mizzet. Yeah. So yeah, I'll gain 5 life. And we'll grab some lands. And a troll is fine. Up the beanstalk's pretty good. So I think let's start with beanstalk. No, we won't gain the life here. Okay, like Vanishing Verse as well. Sadly, can't quite do it all. So play a Verge. I think let's Maelstrom Pulse the Trailblazer before I start gaining life. And I think I'll wait with Niv Mizzet, just because I don't want them attacking down the Invasion of Ixalan. And they probably don't have interaction for my Niv Mizzet. This Bring to Light can potentially go and get Tybalt next turn, which seems pretty good. Okay, the opponent's gone deep in the tank. So I think, yeah, we are vanishing the old growth troll, or maybe not, we'll see. Okay, they've got the mana for a good Nykthos activation. Yeah, Cavalier is a card. Oh, they've got Emrakul as well. That's fun. Okay, so let's start with Vanishing Verse on Outcaster Trailblazer. And we'll gain the life here. Then we'll play Bring to Light. Drawing a card, which will allow us to go and get Tybalt. Yep. They have seen enough. Do I want anything different on the draw? Don't think so. Casualties of War is just a bit too slow, so is Culling Ritual. Yeah, that all seems fine. Just have to prioritise that early interaction, I think. Ooh, this is a pretty rough set of cards. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to have to send this back. Okay, this is better. So let's put back Zagoth Triome. We'll kill the elf straight away. Sadly, this Vanishing Verse is going to struggle to hit things while they have Leyline on the battlefield. Okay, well, we now have an answer to Leyline, so that's good news, isn't it? So yeah, let's destroy that. And a Cavalier as well. Okay, well, we're definitely on the back foot. There's no doubt about that. Okay, well, Kolagon's command is an answer to Outcast Trailblazer, at least. So I would like to play Cornucopia, but can't, so let's just pass the turn with Vanishing Verse available to us. Okay, well, they do have everything that Mono Green wants.
I'll show you dry. There's something truly spectacular.
We'll get rid of the Cavalier. Yeah, okay. That's Kolagon's command. Make them discard and destroy their Outcaster. Do a quick hit on Kiora. Troll is pretty annoying. Yeah, they'll be able to cast Storm the Festival again here. Ugh. Yeah, they've had it all. They have had it all. We just stumbled a little bit at the start. Couldn't cast our creatures quite quickly enough. Yeah, okay, I think we're done here. Ah, that's disappointing. Never mind. Yeah, this will do for now. Most of our colours here. Potential turn 2 Leyline Binding. No Leyline Binding available. Yeah, I think that makes sense from based on what the opponent was up to. Play Headquarters. Okay, at least they haven't had the quickest start. Follow up with an Indatha Triome. And an Annex. Okay. So I could Maelstrom Pulse that now. I think I should. Let's get rid of it before they start playing demons. Rude. Very rude. Okay, well, we're living off the top. That's not going to help. Okay, well the opponent doesn't have a huge amount going on either. So I think we're just going to have to, again, chill. Still no plays. Okay. So I could Yorion here, or I could just go and bring to light something. Which I think is probably better. Question is, what am I going to get? Tybalt, if I exile the Harvester, just dies to Mutavault. Niv Mizzet probably also dies, but it does refill our hand. Yeah, I think this is a Niv Mizzet. Where is it? There he is. And we'll gain 5 life as well, which is a pretty good thing to have here. So yeah, even if they kill Niv Mizzet, we have at least drawn 2 cards with him. Yeah, which looks like they will. Yep. Okay, that could be worse. Yeah, this cornucopia is doing work for us. Shieldred, okay. Well, I'm going to need an answer to that, so I think we should pillage the bog looking at 14 cards. And we'll gain the life, I think. Okay, Vanishing Verse is a good answer for Shieldred. Do we have anything else? So we could Hostage Taker it, but then there's no guarantee it would just come back. So, yeah, let's take the Verse. Get rid of that straight away. Follow it up with Elender, which handily has hexproof from instants. Okay, good. So, able to match Rakdos demons there, like for like. What do I want against this deck? I think I want Knight of Autumn as another answer to Unholy Annexes. Notion Thief, less fussed about. Fatal Push, probably not as good as some of our other answers. Same with Kolagon's command, I think that could come out. But yeah, apart from that, I think this is a reasonably... I mean, famous last words, but I think this is a reasonable matchup for this deck. Okay, I think this sounds okay. No turn 2 way of casting Vanishing Verse. But then they're going to rip apart our hand anyway, because that's what that deck does. So we shall see whether they spot that I don't have the mana to cast Vanishing Verse. Okay, now I do. Isn't that exciting? Bankbuster, sure thing. Okay, Sunfall's quite a good draw, actually, in this situation. So if they annex or something, I have the Vanishing Verse available. No, they're going to Thoughtseize me. Okay. I can live with that. I do think I need to get Cornucopia down. Just to give us some options and some life gain later on. Did they not draw with their Bankbuster there? Oof, that feels like a mistake. Didn't they have two open mana? Okay, well, Hand Disruption is the order of the day. Fable. Okay, Fable is fine, and they can't crew the Bankbuster, fortunately. So maybe I should have killed their token here, but I think I'm fine to just wait and Sunfall. No discards. Don't love that. And an Annex. Huh. Well, they've shredded my hand quite effectively to stop me really interacting with this for the time being. I am just gonna have to pass and wait. Let's not give them any more mana. And that's 5 life as well, which is pretty good. Okay. I can live with that. Oh my goodness, okay, what's that? 4 Hand Disruption spells? And a Xander's Lounge. Okay, well, we'll cast Jorian. Sadly do not have anything to blink with it. So we're not in good shape here. Their card draw has just been far too potent. But we will be on the play next game. Sure thing, you got me. Okay, I think when we're on the play, let's pop in Dovin's Veto. Take out Yashan, take out Hostage Taker. Let's go Upper Clarion. Down a Tulsimir, down a Nahiri, and go from there, I think. Being able to veto an Annex or an Invoke Despair is pretty good. Yep. Fable of the Mirror Breaker all day long. Okay, no turn. Yeah, I do fancy casting a Valky. Can't play it as Tybalt anytime soon, so may as well. Okay. So they can kill that straight away, but if that's what they're doing with their turn... Nah. Yep. Happy about that. can get our first Fable into play. Oh, thanks. Not going to complain about having more colours of mana. Okay, let's ditch the Blood Crypt, and I think the Clarion here, because we've got too many creatures of our own that we want to keep. Okay, that's nice. So let's attack. Play Bring to Light. Go and get probably Niv Mizzet. Yeah. Shame we don't get the life gain off Cornucopia, but I think if it's too tempting to just have this. Okay, only a Lightning Helix is a pretty mid Niv Mizzet hit, but I feel like having this 6/6 on the battlefield is going to do some work for us regardless. Because they've used their Go for the Throne. If they don't have another removal spell, then they're in serious trouble. Because this 6/6 flyer is going to chomp their life total while they don't have it. And the Annex is just adding to that problem. That does not do anything. Wow, that feels, I suppose maybe digging for a removal spell. Okay, well, if they kill Niv Mizzet, I could always just play another one. Okay, let's just do a setup turn with Cornucopia. I could play another Fable. Yeah, let's do that. Very unbothered by them killing my Reflection, because I've now got 3 lethal threats if they don't have a demon to cast. Yeah, that feels like the sort of turn that they're going to die from. Okay, let's start by ditching Helix and ditching Niv Mizzet. Let's just go hunting for answers. I mean, I was about to win, you didn't let me. That's fine. So yeah, you could really see the difference there between the games where they had the gamut of hand disruption and the games that they didn't. This is a bad hand because it only has Verges. This is a bad hand for a different reason, but I think one that I'm going to have to keep. Stick back Knight of Autumn. Okay, looks like the opponent is playing Control, so it could be something else, so I will put up a Vanishing Verse, but is there any point me trying to play Cornucopia here? I suppose it draws out a counterspell, and it's not the most exciting counterspell target. Yeah. I don't feel great about this matchup, but I think we've just got to keep trying here. Okay, well, they didn't have an answer for Fable, so I like that. And that'll let us get rid of some of these less than ideal cards. Do you know what? Not that fussed by that. Bring to light. So let's get rid of Indatha Triome and Kolagon's Command. And a Niv Mizzet. And I think I've got all the colours of mana to cast Niv Mizzet. Yes, I do. Well, I think that's probably what we should do. Or I could just go and get Valky. Because it's unlikely they're going to have a counterspell for this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start drowning them in card advantage. By Valky, I of course mean Tybalt.
Trickery is just a hobby. Oh, so many painful memories. This isn't a fight. I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Okay, well... If Mizzet Reborn is coming down. Do need a good answer for Teferi though. And they might have like a verdict or something here. And of course they do. Alright, so I don't really have a good answer for Teferi at the moment. Let's play another cornucopia. Don't really want to follow it up with a Bring to Light into so much open mana, so I shall simply up the Beanstalk instead, do a setup turn. I mean, we may as well. And that did work, so... We are still going here. They got both their Planeswalkers live. Wandering Emperor does die to Vanishing Verse, at least. So I say, I don't feel amazing about this matchup. I feel like it is a tough one for us.
We must protect the people.
Let's see if they've worked out I don't have any more basic lands. And they have. Okay. Well, that's going to be a problem. No blocks. Discard. So let's discard Yasharn and Jetmir's Garden. Get 2 redraws. There. Start with Vanishing Verse. I know we'll gain the life off that.
I'm never done for good.
Let's see if we can cast a Bring to Light. Niv Mizzet off that is not the worst. I think I need to get this Teferi off the battlefield. And how much loyalty does it have? 3. In which case I may as well get a Lightning Helix. Okay, well they didn't have a counter spell, so that is something. Let's offer a trade with our token. Well, they can Restless Anchorage instead. I don't really mind, I want the treasure. Oh, okay. I had no answer, I was just... just needed something to do. Ugh, stop it. It's 3 Field of Ruin. Don't hate that. They don't know I have another Niv Mizzet. One colour of mana is fine to just cast this. So we get a Beanstalk trigger, we gain 5. Leyline Binding is going to be pretty good. Just a Vanishing Verse. Again, not the best. So let's just stick Yorion in our hand. Because blinking Niv Mizzet seems pretty good. Okay. Well, Memory Deluge is not a Wrath. They need to find one. Assuming they don't, am I willing to attack and risk a Wandering Emperor? Okay. That was very suggestive of a Wrath. I don't think I am. It's not like I have a good answer, so let's Fable. We'll shock in our land, play Yorion. And then if they counter this, I will be able to attack. No? Okay, so let's blink Niv Mizzet, Beanstalk, Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. No attacks. Dumb. Okay, well, we'll take Nahiri rather than a Helix or a Clarion. Just another Deluge. Okay. I mean, they're digging, they've seen a lot of cards. Be surprised if they didn't have another Wrath now. Okay, they're still looking. Okay, let's vanish that while its trigger is on the stack. Gain 2 life. Okay. I mean, that doesn't get rid of the bulk of our cards, so not hugely concerned by that. God, it feels like I must be somewhere near lethal here. Let's start with Beanstalk. Okay, so they go to 8. I'll play Nahiri, as that does get round a Wrath.
The earth trembles in anticipation.
Discards Bara's headquarters. Okay, we'll pass the turn again. They still need a mass removal spell. And they're going hard on the Memory Deluge, fair enough. Nope. Fine. Good. Well, that was a game 1, but we did get there. So, Dovin's Veto is definitely going in. So is Notion Thief, and so is Campbell. And Clarion is coming out. What else is coming out here? Sunfall. Hostage Taker. Kolagon's Command. Helix as well. Yeah. We become more of a control deck. I hadn't noticed our opponent was also posing us philosophical questions in the corner. I mean, I may as well have Lightning Helix available to me. They're probably not going to cast anything that... He says, realising that they may well have Nasa, which actually would be quite a good target for a Helix. Okay, well I've got 3 Fables, and I'm expecting this one to get countered, so... Yep. Well, plenty more where that came from. And their shields are down, so I either get Nahiri or Fable down. I think Fable is actually better in this situation. Particularly now they have a potential creature. So, yep. Play Fable. Okay, let's discard Helix, and I think I'll discard Nahiri here. It's not doing a huge amount for us. Rightio. Alright, let's see if we can get Fable number 2 down. And no counterspell. Well, I will simply hold up my Dovin's Veto then. Yes, you may Memory Deluge. Then hopefully they might try into Fairy or something like that, which would be a pretty brutal veto hit if they do. Do it. They didn't do it. So headquarters can go 2 Dovin's Vetoes. Huh. You're not going to do anything. Neither am I. Okay. You deluge away all you like. Still not biting? Okay. I feel like Tybalt is eventually going to be quite good. Oh no! Don't actually mind this too much. Yep, land is good. Don't actually think I need Bring to Light in this situation. I'm kind of just in the market for endless mana. Maybe they want to deluge again. Okay. Well, I will grab our planes here so that we still have veto available to us. Technically, I think the green mana would be slightly better to get in this situation, but... yeah, sure. I mean, they do have infinite cards. And again, these are all just card... I mean, they're all just card advantage cards. They're not actually cards. I sure as heck don't mind vetoing a Wandering Emperor if they play one. I mean, what are they doing here? I mean, do I just play Niv Mizzet and see what they do? I mean, I'm in no hurry to do so. Yeah, okay. And I can do, like, infinite reflection token things at the end of their turn if they tap out. Which they're almost certainly not going to, but... that I will veto. Because it spoils my digestive system. Okay, well, let's send in the attackers. Yeah, let's play Tybalt. Okay, they got Dovin's veto of their own. It was worth a go, in case they only had a No More Lies or something. Yep, okay. Okay, how much mana have I got? Exactly 9, so we can do all of these. All of these. Now we'll have 10, just in case. Game 5. Draw a card. No immediate answer to Niv Mizzet. Just a Tulsamir is kind of mid. Trouble with these modern Niv Mizzet decks is they don't actually run that many targets. No. Having considered it, no. Now that is actually quite annoying. Okay. Double farewell. You got me. Have I really not got the mana to cast Tulsamir? Oh no, I don't. I don't have double green. Oh, that's problematic. Well, let's get a green land into play then. Main phase Memory Deluge. See if I care. I would like a Bring to Light or something, just to go and get another Niv Mizzet. Feels quite strong. Okay, well, let's get Tulsamir into play. Say go. Sure, it's a 1-1. That's not that interesting. Another main phase Memory Deluge. Well, we're certainly drawing cards, aren't we? We're getting a lender down. Presumably they're still going to be looking for a mass removal spell here, which they may have. Doesn't feel like we're hugely losing the race, though. Wow. Well, that is a dig. Find it or die, I guess. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There you are. Okay, I didn't think that matchup would be very favourable for us, but something about just trying to matching them card for card. We managed to do it. The more you know. Do I want to spend any of this gold, or do I want to save it for Tarkir? I'm going to save it for Tarkir, I think. Just get a couple of extra packs from that. Yeah, so Niv To Light did better than I thought, actually, because generally when I've played against it, it has been one of the weaker strategies, and I've usually managed to beat it. But yeah, no, it had a good showing there against both Demons and Azorius Control now. You know, can't really tell a huge amount from just one game against each, one match against each, but no, more impressive than I thought. So yeah, here's the deck list one more time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.